What's up guys, it's Brandon Childs. Today I'm going over an exercise called Bosu Step Ups. Now this is a beneficial exercise because it's going to expose any kind of improper compensation that you have in each individual leg while also correcting any imbalances from one side being stronger than the other. By doing it on the Bosu, you're not only targeting those smaller muscles in your glute and hamstrings and teaching you how to properly use those muscles, but now you're also adding in the instability, the controlled instability at the ankle, so now you can improve the connection all the way from your toes up to your hips. Now the obvious real-world application is to help prevent knee and back pain when you're doing something as simple as walking upstairs. But it's also really beneficial for athletes because when you train yourself in this controlled, unstable environment, you're already putting your body in a position to know what to do so that when you step onto the field, if you're playing on an unstable surface and you're doing all these dynamic movements, your body will already know what to do to not only help improve your performance, but also put you at less risk of injury. So for the Bosu step-ups, you want to make sure that you're using the blue side of the Bosu and not the other side. For obvious reasons, when it's on the blue side up top, it's nice and flat and stable, versus if you have it here, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. There's no real reason to try to do that, so flip it over, use the blue side, make sure it's nice and centered. You also want to use step risers because you want to be able to adjust the height of it to where your knee and your hip are the exact same level. You don't want it to be so high that your knees, you have to step them up here. There's really nothing that we do where we step them up here. It's just, there's no purpose behind it. So get it nice and knee level, and then once you're set up from there, you want to make sure that the first thing you do is load your back toe to where you're not going to be able to push and use momentum to kind of help you step up. A lot of people push off their back foot when they do step ups. You're taking away from the glute and hamstring activation on the front side. So once you load that toe, you want to make sure that you're in a position to where when you're all ready to step up and lean forward, your knee is between your toe and your ankle. You don't want to lean so far forward that you're going to go off the front end. It's just not going to end very well. Just load there, my knee's in front of my toe as I lean forward. And then from there, make sure that this hip stays internally or engaged in like that. When you step up, you're going to want to swing all the way around. You really want to get that glute engagement to help you stabilize and balance. So this angle, once you're nice and set up, back foot's loaded. When you finally go to step up, lean forward, all the weights on my front leg, come up. And as you can see, my ankle's doing a lot of work to stabilize, but the main center of balance is on the inside arch of my foot and the ball of my foot, and my hip stays internally rotated at the top so that I can balance. You're trying to stay nice and flat, so that way when you go down, same thing, keep this hip in and this knee out as you go down with the weight on the inside of your foot as best you can. It's going to be a challenge. But then you go down, only land on the tip of your toe, so that way you keep this leg loaded, and when you're ready to go back up, you don't get any momentum from the back leg. This leg is doing all the work. It's okay, you're going to swing around a little bit. You may lose balance. That's the challenge. It's tiring. You're forcing your central nervous system to do a lot of work to help stabilize and work those little muscles to work on your balance and all your athletic abilities. And the main thing you want to make sure that you're focusing on too, that I forgot to mention, is that you always want to make sure that your shoulders are back and down and your pelvis is rotated up in the front. I always talk about this. This is because when you're up there trying to balance, if you're rounded at the top, you're going to have a lot harder time balancing because your spine isn't in a nice neutral engaged position for doing anything. And you also want to make sure your pelvis is rotated up in the front because you don't want to be trying to balance using your lower back, because for one, it's mainly going to lead you to injury, but you're also not going to get a lot of strength out of it. So keep those abs engaged by rotating your pelvis up and your shoulders back and down. And then as you go up, as long as you maintain that position, you'll feel like you have a lot more balance. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or requests, make sure you leave them in the comments so that I can continue to make content that'll bring out your ultra instinct.